The United Nations plans to end world poverty by 2030. It's the first of 17 Sustainable Development Goals designed to make the world a fairer, safer and better place. But have you thought about what that actually means? Poverty is not being able to afford basic things like food, water, healthcare or a safe home. You may already have some idea what that looks like. But poverty happens everywhere, and it's not the same for everyone. Sometimes it affects entire countries and generations of families. Other people might suffer from situational poverty, where it's caused by a sudden event like an illness or losing a job. Or systemic poverty, caused by inequality or discrimination. The main thing is, poverty can affect anyone, anywhere. And right now, a massive 700 million people live on less than $1.90 a day. Think about the whole world as just 10 people. At least one of those people would have less than $2 a day to live on. Could you do that? So why don't we just print a big pile of money and give it away? Well, it's complicated. One of the reasons that poverty is such a big challenge is because it can have many different causes. Imagine there's a natural disaster in your city. Damage to buildings might mean you wouldn't have a home. If businesses closed down, there would be less jobs. And poor healthcare or sanitation could lead to disease, which can mean choosing between paying for medicine or food. And poverty can cause other problems. Not being able to afford a place to live can lead to discrimination. Without a permanent address, it can be harder to access public services or open a bank account. Poverty even forces some young people to work instead of getting an education. And sometimes it's as simple as no money means no food. You might think there will always be poverty and it's just something we have to live with. But it's actually getting better. Since 1990, 1.1 billion people have moved out of poverty. That's about the same as the population of Europe and the USA combined. Governments have invested in economic growth. Charities have raised money and awareness through campaigns, and individuals have come up with innovative new solutions like drought-resistant crops and inexpensive solar power. So what can you do about poverty right now in your own city? All over the world, people live in poverty. You probably know what it feels like when you can't afford something you really want. But poverty isn't the same thing. Poverty is when people live without basic things they really need, like food, water, a place to live, or money to buy clothes, education, and healthcare. Without these, life is really hard. And there's poverty in every country, even rich ones, which doesn't seem very fair. Nobody wants poverty. So have you ever wondered why it happens? All sorts of things can cause poverty. Wars can mean families have to leave their homes or aren't able to find food. Governments sometimes make bad decisions about how to spend their money. If they don't spend money on hospitals, people might get sick and be unable to work. And if they can't earn money at work, they're at risk of poverty. Lack of education can lead to poverty too. We all go to school to learn things that can help us get a job. Some children aren't able to go to school, so it might be harder for them to get jobs when they get older. Even natural disasters like earthquakes, tsunamis or droughts can lead to poverty. Droughts mean no rain. Without rain, crops don't grow and farmers can't sell them for money. And there's not enough food for them or anyone else to eat. Not having enough to eat can also lead to serious diseases that can make it even harder to get out of poverty. It might seem kind of complicated, but the good news is that there are lots of things we can do right now to help people who are living in poverty. Giving is a great way to start. You can donate clothes, bedding, toys, books, even food to those who need it. You and your family can also volunteer. Instead of donating stuff, you can give your time to help a charity that's working to end poverty. Maybe ask an adult to help you find one in your city. By taking action, everyone can help in the fight against poverty and make the world a fairer place, starting with you.